there's a pile there, but now I got to make sure that this pile is going to
Last.
last me the rest of my life.
Sure.
Um, and then just the attractiveness versus the readiness. And in so many of the cases that we work with, it's not the attractiveness or readiness of the business, it's the attractiveness and readiness of what that next step is gonna look like.
Mm.
I mean, yeah, it's the attractiveness of the business, but is that next step attractive enough to me to give up
Yeah.
what I'm doing?
Yeah.
Um, and how do I find that same drive and appeal
Yeah.
to what I'm doing next? It's giving a very clear picture of what it is I want to achieve and what I wanna do, and what's gonna get me excited to wake up tomorrow
Yeah.
morning, and still have fun with this. So often when we go to the different, events, we hear so much about how, and I'm gonna butcher this and Scott's gonna laugh at me, but, um, that more than 70% of the business
Yeah.
owners profoundly regret that
Yes. Yeah.
transition,
Yeah.
a year later. So how do we make sure that we're helping them to design a clear enough pathway and a clear enough plan that they're excited about what that next step's gonna be? You don't have to give up everything in order to retire. So if
Yeah.
we're helping a business owner that's used to having all this heavy equipment, heavy machinery, do we still give them a sandbox to play in, that's big enough, but then help them design boundaries around that
Mm.
so that they're not back into it and now they're running crews again?
Yeah.
Or how do I make sure when I went from I had this team of people that reported to me to now what am I doing? Well, what is your passion?
Yeah.
Um, what do you want to work in philanthropy? Is that something that we can design a plan where it
Yeah.
keeps you busy enough where this is a world that we're going to work in? Do you still want to be a creator or a driver?
Yeah.
And if that's the case, how do we design the ability but keep you removed enough from it that you're not working your 60, 70, 80 hours again?
Yes. Yeah.
Because as much as there's that burnout factor, there's the other side of it, or just the boredom and the fatigue of not
Absolutely.
having something to wake up to.
Absolutely. And a lot of, these business owners, they're doers, obviously by nature.
100%. Yeah.
They're out there to work. And when you give that up, they get a little bit restless, but also I would say tied to that is a lot of their community is tied into their business, who they interact with. If you're in the plumbing business, your contractors, the people maybe you meet for breakfast a lot of the time. So there's a fear of, do I lose my sense of community as well as my
Correct.
ability to do? And so that's why it's so important that shift with the business owner that, hey, we're going to make sure we get those needs fulfilled, but we want to extract this value now while we can. So I
Mhm.
think that's probably a really important conversation to have is that shift in their mindset that it's not the dreaded R word, retirement.
Yeah.
We can do some other things with your time and plan on that, but let's extract that value. Does that shift their mindset a little bit when you talk about that?
Yeah, it helps, and it's a constant, challenge that we navigate through, helping them. Back to what the attorney said, where he said, "What do you guys want to do?" And for some people, that's, "I really love hunting." For some people, that's, "I really love doing the charitable piece." Um, can you still consult?
Yeah.
Is there something that you would still offer advice to? Or, can I still create different products,
Yeah.
but now I'm not running the day-to-day operation. I'm preparing it for the transition to somebody else who's gonna
Mhm.
carry it further.
Yeah.
But I get the thrill of being able to help start it up
Yeah.
and get it
Yeah.
going.